Refraction of light. Generally, light travels in a straight line. Due to this, if an opaque object lies in its path, a shadow of the object is formed. These shadows change due to the change in relative positions of the source of light and the object. But light can bend under some special circumstances. Let us perform some activities. Collect the material such as glass, 5 rupee coin, pencil, metallic vessel, etc. Activity 1. 1. Take a transparent glass and fill it with water. 2. Dip some portion of a pencil vertically in the water and observe the thickness of the portion of the pencil in water. 3. Now keep the pencil inclined to the water surface and observe its thickness. In both cases, the portion of the pencil inside water appears to be thicker than the portion above water. In the second case, the pencil appears to be broken near the surface of the water. Why do you think this happens? Activity 2. 1. Keep a 5 rupee coin in a metallic vessel and slowly go away from the vessel. 2. Stop at the place when the coin disappears and keep looking in the direction of the coin. 3. Ask someone to slowly fill water in the vessel. You will be able to see the coin once the level of water reaches a certain height. Why do you think this happens? In both the activities, we observed that the effects are created due to the change in the direction of light while coming out of water. Light changes its direction while going from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. This is termed as the refraction of light. Activity 3. 1. Keep a glass slab on a blank paper and draw its outline PQRS. 2. Draw an inclined straight line on the side of PQ so that it interacts PQ at N. Pierce 2 pins vertically at 2 points A and B along the line. 3. Now look at the pins A and B from the opposite side of the slab and pierce pins C and D vertically so that the images of A and B are in line with C and D. 4. Remove the chip and the pins and draw a straight line going through points C and D so that it intersects SR at M. 5. Join points M and N. Observe the incident ray AN and emergent ray MD. The first refraction occurs when light ray enters the glass from the air at N on the side PQ. The second refraction occurs when light enters the air through the glass at point M on the side SR. For the first refraction, the angle of incidence is I, while for the second it is I1. The angle of refraction at N is R. Note that I1 is equal to R. In the second refraction, the angle of emergent is E, which is equal to I. On both parallel sides, PQ and RS of the glass slab, the change in direction of a light ray is equal but in opposite directions. So, the light ray MD emerging from the glass slab is parallel to the incident ray AN on the side PQ of the slab. But the emergent ray is somewhat displaced with respect to the incident ray. Law of refraction. Now we'll study the light ray entering a glass slab from here AN is the incident ray and NB is the refracted ray. 1. Incident ray and refracted ray at the point of incidence N are on the opposite sides of the normal to the surface of the slab at that point, that is CD, and the three incident ray, refracted ray and the normal are in the same plane. 2. For a given pair of media, here air and glass, the ratio of sin I to sin R is a constant. Here I is the angle of incidence and R is the angle of refraction. Refractive index. The change in the direction of a light ray while entering different media is different. It is related to the refractive index of the medium. The value of the refractive index is different for different media and also for the light of different colors for the same medium. The refractive indices of some substances with respect to vacuum are given in the table. The refractive index of a medium with respect to vacuum is called its absolute refractive index. Sin I upon sin R is equal to a constant which is n. Here, n is called the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. This second law is also called Snell's law. A ray incident along the normal, I is equal to 0, goes forward in the same direction. R is equal to 0. Refractive index depends on the velocity of light in the medium. Let the velocity of light in medium 1 be v1 and in medium 2 be v2 as shown in the figure. The refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium 2n1 is equal to the ratio of the velocity of light in medium 1 to that in medium 2. Refractive index 2n1 is velocity of light in medium 1 v1 upon velocity of light in medium 2 v2. Similarly, the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2 is 1n2 is equal to v2 upon v1. If the first medium is vacuum, then the refractive index of medium 2 is called absolute refractive index and it is written as n. When a light ray passes from a rarer medium to a denser medium, it bends towards the normal. When a light ray passes from a denser medium to a rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. When a light ray is incident normally at the boundary between two media, it does not change its direction and hence does not get refracted. Twinkling of stars. To some extent, local atmospheric conditions affect the refraction of light. In both the earlier examples, the air near the hot road or desert surface and near the holy flames is hot and hence rarer than the air above it. The refractive index of air keeps increasing as we go to increasing heights. In the first case above, the direction of light rays coming from a distance keeps changing according to the laws of refraction. The light rays coming from a distant object appear to be coming from the image of the object inside the ground. This is called a mirage. In the second example, the direction of the light rays coming from objects beyond the holy fire changes due to changing refractive index above the fire. Therefore, the objects appear to be moving. We can see the effect of atmospheric conditions on the refraction of light in the twinkling of the stars. Stars are self-luminous and seen at night in the absence of sunlight. They appear to be point sources because they are at a very large distance from us. As the density of air increases with lowering height above the surface of the earth, the refractive index also increases. Starlight coming towards us travels from rarer medium to denser medium and constantly bends towards the normal. This makes the star appear to be higher in the sky as compared to its actual position as shown here. Because of the motion of atmospheric air and changing air density and temperature, the apparent position of the star keeps changing a bit. Due to this, the refractive index of air keeps changing continuously. Because of this change, the position and brightness of the star keep changing continuously and the star appears to be twinkling. We do not see twinkling of planets because planets are much closer to us as compared to stars. Therefore, they do not appear as point sources but appear as a collection of point sources. Due to the changes in the atmospheric refractive index, the position as well as the brightness of individual point source change, but the average position and total average brightness remains unchanged and planets do not twinkle. By sunrise, we mean the appearance of the sun above the horizon But when the sun is somewhat below the horizon, its light rays are able to reach us along a curved path due to their refraction through the Earth's atmosphere as shown in the figure. Thus, we see the sun even before it emerges above the horizon. A similar thing happens at the time of sunset, and we keep seeing the sun for a short while even after it goes below the horizon. Dispersion of light. If we hold the plastic scale in front of our eyes and see through it while turning it slowly, we will see light rays divided into different colors. These colors appear in the following order: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, which are the rainbow colors. We know that light is electromagnetic radiation. Wavelength is an important property of radiation. The wavelength of radiation to which our eyes are sensitive is between 400 and 700 nanometers. In this interval, radiation of different wavelengths appears to have different colors mentioned above. The red light has a maximum wavelength that is close to 700 nanometers, while violet light has the smallest wavelength, close to 400 nanometers. Remember that 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meters. In a vacuum, the velocity of light rays of all frequencies is the same. But the velocity of light in a medium depends on the frequency of light, and thus different colors travel with different velocity. Hence, the refractive index of a medium is different for different colors. Thus, even when the light enters a single medium like glass, the angles of refraction are different for different colors. So, when the white light coming from the sun through the air enters any refracting medium, it emerges as a spectrum of 7 colors. The process of separation of light into its component colors while passing through a medium is termed as the dispersion of light. Sir Isaac Newton was the first person to use a glass prism to obtain sun's spectrum. When white light is incident on the prism, different colors bend through different angles. Among the 7 colors, red bends the least, while violet bends the most. Thus, the 7 colors emerge along different paths and get separated, and we get a spectrum of 7 colors. Partial and total internal reflection. When light enters a rarer medium from a denser medium, it gets partially reflected, that is, part of the light gets reflected and comes back into the denser medium as per laws of reflection. This is called partial reflection. The rest of the light gets refracted and goes into the rarer medium. As light is going from denser to a rarer medium, it bends away from the normal, that is, the angle of incidence I is smaller than the angle of reflection R. We can see this in the figure shown on the screen. If we increase I, R will also increase according to Snell's law as the refractive index is constant. For a particular value of I, the value of R becomes equal to 90 degrees. This value of I is called the critical angle. For angles of incidence larger than the critical angle, the angle of refraction is larger than 90 degrees. Such rays return to the denser medium as shown in the figure. Thus, all the light gets reflected back into the dense medium. This is termed as the total internal reflection. Determine the value of the critical angle as follows. 1 and 2 is equal to sin I upon sin R. For total internal reflection, I is equal to the critical angle, R is equal to 90 degrees. 1 and 2 is equal to sin I upon sin 90 degree, which is equal to sin I. Since sin 90 degree is equal to 1. Rainbow is a beautiful natural phenomenon. It is the combined effect of a number of natural processes. It is the combined effect of dispersion, refraction, and total internal reflection of light, which can be seen mainly after a rainfall. As small droplets of water act as small prisms. When light rays from the sun enter these droplets, it gets refracted and dispersed. Then there is an internal reflection as shown in the figure. And after that, once again, the light gets refracted while coming out of the droplet. All these three processes together produce the rainbow. Solved examples. Let us see some solved examples. Example 1. The absolute refractive index of water is 1.36. What is the velocity of light in water? Velocity of light in vacuum 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second. It is given that V1 is equal to 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second and n is equal to 1.36. n is equal to V1 upon V2. Replacing the values and solving the formula, we get 1.36 is equal to V2 is equal to 2.21 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second. 2. Light travels with a velocity of 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second in a medium. On entering the second medium, its velocity becomes 0.75 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second. What is the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium? It is given that V1 is equal to 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second. V2 is equal to 0.75 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 minutes per second. Calculate 2n1. 2n1 is equal to V1 upon V2, which is 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 upon 0.75 multiplied by 10 raised to, which is equal to 2.
Quick recap. Let us now take a quick recap of what we learnt in this lesson.
Light changes its direction while going from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. This is termed as the refraction of light. The refractive index of a medium with respect to vacuum is called its absolute refractive index. Refractive index depends on the velocity of light in the medium. Sin I upon sin R is equal to a constant which is n. Here, n is called the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. This second law is also called Snell's law. The light rays coming from a distant object appear to be coming from the image of the object inside the ground. This is called a mirage. Wavelength is an important property of radiation. The wavelength of radiation to which our eyes are sensitive is between 400 and 700 nanometers. The process of separation of light into its component colors while passing through a medium is termed as the dispersion of light. When light enters a rarer medium from a denser medium, it gets partially reflected, that is, part of the light gets reflected and comes back into the denser medium as per laws of reflection. This is called partial reflection.